Hello and welcome to another Writerly Witterings with me, Michael Dix, the tea drinking author who's just finished a cup and so there isn't a cup here. It's been a bit of a difficult week this recently because the dog's been unwell. She's now massively better, I'm glad to say. Then again, we also had the car break, and as you'll know if you've been watching recently, the cooker broke. So it's been an interesting time, and trying to think of what I should be talking about is a bit of a perpetual headache. But just recently I've been sent something and I thought, well, it gives me an excuse to start talking, doesn't it? So let's get started. Now, it was a few weeks ago that I received this. A venture pouch from Lochby, and it's wonderful because it's made of waxed cotton, so it's waterproof, and it's got one area at the top here and it's got a second area bottom here, and you can store loads of stuff in it. And as you can see, I've been storing painting sets and water brushes and spray bottles and pencils and pens and all sorts in here, and it can store a huge amount. But those very nice people at Lochby said, well, yeah, but surely you could use something a bit different that would be designed to take lots of tools, because a lot of our customers find them really handy for artistic materials. I said, well, that's an interesting idea. And today, yes, today, I received this. And this is a Lochby tool roll. Waxed cotton again. It's got these interesting fastenings. Now, for the uninitiated, and I've seen people review these before, and they do seem to have problems with them. They're actually very easy. It's a simple hook that hooks through different sections on covers. It's got the same thing on my journal, which is concealed at this moment under a significant number of other notebooks, but here we go, one Lochby journal, and as you can see, it's got this marvellous little hook. And what you do is you try to open it, and it's really difficult, which is what you see quite often on the internet. All you have to do is loosen it, and it's really easy. And to put it back together, you just put it in and pull the strap tight. But apparently a lot of people on YouTube find that really difficult. I don't know why. So, it is difficult when it's newer. This is brand new today, as I said, and you have to give these straps a little bit of time to loosen up so that you can actually get the hook in. But that's all. Now, no external zips, no external nothing. You have got here 1, 2, 3, 4 different locations where you can put your hook. As I said, it takes a little while for the locations to ease up, but when you have it sorted, you just tighten it, nice and easy. Again, to release, let the hook loose, unhook it. There's another one here. I love this. It's just so that you don't have this hook flying around and hitting you in the face potentially, you shove it into that one. Again, this is brand new, so it takes a little bit of effort. Slick in there, and all of a sudden your hook isn't flying around and hitting you. So, what's inside? Oh, I can't see much. Well, that's because you have folders over the top and the bottom so that things don't fall out. Simple design. It's very much like an old-fashioned tool roll, except that these mean that things are held more securely, especially since you have these larger size pockets here, 3 of them. Now I, for example, have already decided that this is going to be a damn useful tool roll for when I go away. It means I can take things like my battery pack for my phone, and it'll all fit in there nicely. You have these different sized elastic sections. So you've got smaller ones for pens, paint brushes, anything along those lines. You have fatter ones, which I think will be ideal for the power cable for my iPhone and iPad. They take different cables, of course. These ones, I don't know. I've no idea yet what I'm going to use them for. In here, there's also a zip, and you have this nice clear mesh that you can see through to see what's in there. Now, older versions, I believe, used to be open this side too. So after you open the zip, you could reach inside here, but this is now stitched up. To be honest, I think that's probably a very good idea, because if we had all that open, it would be too easy to put things in that wouldn't segment 3 ways. And since you've got these pockets already, I don't think having all of that open will be necessarily a good thing. Don't know, what do you reckon? I'm sure Lochby would be delighted to receive any sort of comments from people who are watching this. So, as you can see, I've got 2 pens in there. Now, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to fit into this. It's a very different size compared to my original Lochby. Let's just fold this up. So you fold the zipped up section over first, then it goes over, and then you close up the last bit. Undo your hook, bring it round so that you can put it into any one of these 4. I'm just going to open it out on the second because it is pretty much empty. Now that's a really convenient little parcel that I can put in a suitcase or a briefcase or a backpack or anything really. It will take the essentials for me, which will be power pack for the phone, power cables for the phone, pens and pencils. In the zip up section I can put some stationery items. In the middle, if I want to, I've got a power pack in one of the 3 large sections. In one of the smaller sections I could stick a larger size paint box. In the other pen sections I could stick some paint brushes. I have quite a lot of collapsible travel brushes, so I could imagine in there sticking a larger paint box. In each of these I could put travel paint brushes, or in these 2 as well. So I've got a water brush, I've got sets of travel brushes, they'll all fit in. Power cables will both go there. Yeah, I think that works. And then all I'd have to carry with me would be my sketchbook. And I always have a sketchbook in my pocket anyway. So that works well. This is more of a bag on its own. With this, I can store paintbrushes, paints. I can fit a small size sketchbook in here. I'll demonstrate that. This is one of my mini size sketchbooks, and as you can see, it just fits. So that's good. So in here I can carry everything I need when I'm out walking the dog or anything. I believe, and I might be proved wrong, but when talking to Lochby last week, they mentioned these pouches, and I said, would they ever be thinking about producing a matching waxed cotton style strap that would attach to these two, because I see this as being a very handy bag to carry around generally. And they said, watch this space, which could mean that they might think about it. It could mean they are thinking about it. I don't know, but that makes this an even more convenient little bag. This is really convenient too. As you can see, it's a bit shorter. It's maybe 3/4 of an inch shorter, I would say. That's the bases lined up. In terms of fatness, I'm looking forward to figuring out how fat I can make it without ruining its looks, because I think that is a very appealing looking little parcel. I do like these closures. I think they're brilliant. Yes, people find them hard. Look it up on the internet. You'll find loads of people struggling like hell with these things. I find them really quite easy to deal with, quite pleasant to deal with. Apart from the fact that, of course, having said that, now I'm going to find it next to impossible to get this in. This is not the easiest direction to look at it, but still, there you go. Nice and straightforward. Pull it tight, and you've got a neat protective little parcel for pens, pencils, whatever you want to carry. So I'm looking forward to using this. I'm going to be having a few tests with it to see what I really think is most essential to go in this. But my initial reaction to this is that's very, very convenient. It's very handy. It's small, it's slim, it's ideal for carrying a battery pack and cables. It's the sort of thing that'll go straight into any of my bags when I have to go up to London or anything. The only thing I would say that I might miss compared to the old Venture pouch is having a handle that you can grab it by to pull it out of your bag, because if I've got a lot of stuff in my bag, and it can be difficult to grab hold. That's purely because I'm an old fart and my hands are not as strong as they were. Whereas with this, I stick it into my bag, I can grab the handle and pull it out. But I have to admit, I think the pair of them make a stunning and superb addition to my travelling materials. So what can I say apart from thank you, Lochby, and I am looking forward to doing a bit more of an in-depth review when I've had a bit of time, A, to think about it, B, when the dog's not been unwell, C, when the car's all right, D, when I've got a cooker come back and no kerosene over the kitchen floor, and E, when I can get round to it, really. I couldn't leave it there, could I? So let's just have a quick look. Hook the thing back into its opening position, and let's have a look in here. Look at all this lot. I haven't bothered filling anything in here yet, but as you can see, when it comes to pencils and pens, you have a lot of space for things. I've got my battery pack in here. Bit of a tight fit when you're opening things this way around. So there's the battery pack. I have been putting a set of paint brushes in as well, but I'm not convinced that the paint brushes fit into these pockets particularly well. I think these are going to be more useful for smaller, slimmer things. Now, as an example, perhaps you want to keep a little notebook in there. Now, it makes life a lot easier if you've got something that will store a little notebook like that. Not convinced about keeping pencils in here. It's a bit too thin, and besides, I've already got one pencil there. Why would I bother with two? In the same way, I've got 1, 2 black ink pens. Why would I need the 2? I probably wouldn't. So I've got space for 2 more things there. That's handy. In fact, these travelling paintbrushes, these are Escoda. travelling paintbrushes, and they are fabulously delightful to use. And these I could possibly get by with those two. May not need the third, but if I did need the third, I could stick it in there, couldn't I? And then I've discarded the need for that. And then I have a very neat package. I'll do it this way up. It's easier, I think, rolling it down that. Neat little package like that. Undo me. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm not even looking at the camera right now, so I can't tell what you can see. But usual thing, get the hook in there, push it down, pull it tight. And there I have a very useful travelling companion which contains my paintbrushes, it contains battery charger, battery cables, pens and pencils. It doesn't yet have my mini paint box, but it will take my bigger paint box. Hasn't got my water bottle in it, but it will have, for example, my water pot, so I can paint to my heart's content. This is really rather brilliant, actually. So thanks again to Lochby for a fabulous and rather fascinating new carrying device. Now I just want to get out and start painting, but unfortunately I've got to write this book first. Speak to you soon. Take care. Thanks a lot. Hope that was interesting. If it was, don't forget to hit the like button and all those good things, because they really help move the YouTube algorithm into telling other people to look at my channel, which is jolly nice. That makes for a happy author, and you like happy authors, don't you? But having said all that, I'm going to go and edit this, and I'm going to be thinking quite seriously about exactly what I put in here and what I keep in there permanently. I just think it's brilliant. I'm really impressed. I do love the feel. This waxed cotton is incredibly tactile. Now, no videos about dogs today, I'm afraid, because the little hound hasn't been very well, and so there hasn't been a huge amount of running around, but there will be again next time. So, stay tuned, keep safe, keep well, and I'll speak to you in a week's time. Thanks very much for watching. Take care.